Mississippi putting it down. I'm the hottest round. I told y'all can't stop me now.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
Hello.
is it me?
What's up, guys? Welcome to the McInnes Marketing Minute on the
roof
of Oakland, where it's freezing right now.
Yes, it's freezing. It's taken us an hour to set this up, so please. It's freezing.
That intro clip was Jay trying to figure out the microphones, in case you were wondering. Amusing for me. But today we are here to talk about Mum and Dad.
Mum and Dad. Bank of Mum and Dad.
Bank of Mum and Dad. That is literally it. So we hear all the time people talk and gossip that they're not going to be able to get into the housing market without the help of Mum and Dad, also known as the Bank of Mum and Dad. So that's left, I want to say, millennials more than anyone, first-time home buyers, millennials between 1981 and 1997. Do not say that you're still a millennial, just don't go there and say it. No, it doesn't
I'm a millennial. 81. Officially a millennial. So if you think us millennials, we're getting up there.
We're getting up there.
We are almost 40. A couple years out, but getting there.
Just a few.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
that range, I'd say, and lower.
yeah.
So what's after millennial?
Generation X.
X or Z?
No, that's D-Generation X. Remember that from SmackDown?
I watched wrestling when it was like real. Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, not any of this new
That's not
crap.
millennial wrestling.
I know that. That's why I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you're talking about.
And
Marty Jannetty. You don't even know who Marty Jannetty is. The Rockers. Jesus. Anyway, millennials and the next generation younger, of course.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys are like first-time home buyers that we're kind of talking to. So these first-time home buyers, of course, they're at the age where they want to live somewhere that's probably going to be a little bit more interesting and fun, somewhere like Yaletown.
Where we are right now?
Yaletown, where we are right now. Downtown area, rather than maybe like a Dunbar or Shaughnessy area. So, but previously, it was just out of reach because of the market. So hence why Mum and Dad, even with the Bank of Mum and Dad, unless that bank was huge, they weren't even able to get into the areas.
No, and I think now with the opportunity, they're probably, even though there is some pretty big adjustments, as your numbers in a minute will say, it's still a stretch for sure, but it's a lot more realistic than it was a year ago.
Yeah, so I mean, we've got 4 points for you. So Mum and Dad, basically, you've been thinking about helping out the kids. Now is the right time to, and there's 4 particular reasons why. So I mean, first and foremost, at the front of everyone's mind, price numero uno. So we're going to take Yaletown just because it's where we are now. It's an area where there's a lot of condo living and where a lot of that kind of age demographic, us millennials, would potentially want to live. So if we look at just October 2017, the average price of a home in Yaletown was just over $1.12 million. Ask me what that is now, Jay.
What has that number adjusted to 1 year later?
Well, funny you should ask, because in October 2018, that number dropped to $878,000 for the average price for homes. So that's like, it's almost a $290,000, just shy of $300,000 drop. You don't know those people either. So price for one, it's almost a $300,000 drop in just a year. People have been talking about, the prices are going to come down, but I don't think it's until you actually compare what they were over a set period versus what they are a year later in that set period that you actually realize that they've come down almost $300,000.
And that's the median price, or the average price.
That's the average. That's average.
So you can obviously get something below that, but that's the middle of the range has come down to that.
Yeah.
So if you think proximity either side of that, specifically with this target market of the millennials, us, and younger, you can even obviously get in below that. Exactly. That's just the average. So yeah.
So, point 2.
Number 2.
Dos. Spanish.
Velocity of the market now compared to a year ago. Do you want to talk? Or you want me to talk?
No, you
I'm going to
talk.
talk. So the velocity of the market now is substantially different, and this is probably where most of you buyers have noticed the biggest difference is that you have time now. So you have the luxury of watching the market as opposed to waiting and pouncing with everything you've got, best foot forward, as soon as humanly possible, like you would have been dealing with a year ago. So in this, whatever segment of the market you're looking at, let's say closer to around the average and under $1 million, you've got a lot more time to watch the market, have an offer put in place with subjects, and the ball is basically in your court now. You've got that time on your side. You're not urgently rushing just to get the next thing, even though it may not be best suited to you. So the velocity of the market has substantially slowed, which is really what's assisted in this buyer's market. I think that's the biggest fundamental of a buyer's market. Mm-hmm. The pricing and all that is fine. Even if we were talking now that the median was 500 or 800 or back up over $1 million, it's much more so the fact that buyers have time, flexibility of subjects, and the option basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So third point
is inventory.
Inventory. If you're from anywhere but North America.
Inventory. Makes no sense.
So basically there's so much to pick from. Short and simple, short and sweet. There is a lot out there on the market right now. Pretty obvious, I think, from what we've been hearing from most buyers. Most people are aware, but when you add that to the fact the average price has gone down, you have time to think about your decision, plus you have a lot more choice out there, so you're not looking to settle for something, or to point two, you're not being forced into something you don't particularly want at a rapid pace. You have more to choose from.
Yeah, and on that point, just to a listing that we're dealing with right now on York, we've been on the market for a month. I don't know the comparable numbers to last month because I've just thought of this. Just under a month, 3 weeks, almost 3.5 weeks. Since we've listed 3.5 weeks ago, in Kitsilano there's been 4 one-bedroom sales, and there's currently 57 one-bedroom listings. So we're sitting probably just under the middle of that price range. That's not true. We're sitting just over the middle of that price range. But if you look at the comparables, there's been 4 sold, and there's 57 available for any buyer to choose from. You can see where that circumstance gives a lot of weight to the buyer and not so much to the seller saying this is the price I need to sell for, because they don't have that leverage anymore. The buyer can simply wait or clearly go to a number of other addresses to buy.
Yeah. And so our fourth and final point is an investment property. 9 times out of 10 we can never guarantee it, but we don't have the infamous ball of crystal. But when the market's on sale, if you look at all of Vancouver's downturns in real estate, whenever we've always rallied hard as well. So the likelihood is that investment home, well, that could be an investment home for you in the future, right? Your millennials and the next generation, then the likelihood is they're not going to be in a 1-bedroom, maybe even a 2-bedroom apartment for the rest of their life when they start having families. So at that point, the likelihood is unless we're in another downturn, the market has moved on, we're now at a stage where you can look at either selling that home and 9 times out of 10 profit from that, from what you paid for it. And second, you can even look at the rental market. The rental market is strong in Vancouver, has been for a while, continues to be, so you can then discuss whether you want residual income on a month-by-month basis. So it's still making you money.
Yeah, and to Ben's point, the rental market, as we've seen, has really not adjusted in the way of pricing. It's still very much at its high. As real estate, yes, has started to adjust down. It still hasn't made it affordable by any stretch, and people are still renting for a variety of reasons, and the rental market is still extremely high. So as the purchase prices drop and the rental return stays high, your cap rates become much more attractive a lot quicker, as well as your entry is so much easier to achieve those maximum rental returns. So from the investment side of it, yeah, it's getting very attractive on both sides.
It's kind of the Black Friday of real estate right now.
It is.
It is. You have price, you have time to look at everything that's out there, and there's a lot out there, and it's likely going to make you money in the future as well.
The longer you hold, the better. And there's a lot of inventory right now.
Inventory
right now.
Yeah,
That's it.
guys, so that's it. It's freezing, so we need to get out of here. And we have literally just spent the previous hour and a half trying to figure out these damn microphones.
So if the sound quality isn't best, it will be better next week, but I'm pretty sure it's better than last week.
I'm praying.
So thank you. Subscribe down below, comment. If you have any comments on this topic, please put them down below. If you have any comments about any other topics that you want us to discuss, please write those below or message us privately. Thank you guys for all the comments so far and feedback directly about past videos. Where can these fine people find you online, Benjamin?
Instagram is Real Benjamin Robinson. Facebook is Benjamin Robinson Real Estate. And now they can find us, McInnes Marketing, on Tumblr, Twitter, and Pinterest. Facebook still, all McInnes
YouTube.
Marketing.
YouTube
as well. And
I'm Jay
not that
McInnes on
anyone wants
Instagram.
to, but where can anyone find you on Instagram?
I am Jay McInnes on Instagram. And I'd love
Guys,
to chat to you there as well.
Until next week, we love you. We're out.
Thank you.
Mississippi putting it down. I'm the hottest round. I told y'all, y'all can't stop me now.